Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back. Today I want to share something that might surprise you. Did you know that some of the most successful people in Silicon Valley, Olympic athletes, and even busy parents around the world practice Buddhist teachings daily? Yet many of them have never set foot in a temple or called themselves Buddhist. This beautiful paradox reveals something profound about the Buddha's wisdom. These teachings weren't meant to be locked away behind religious doors or reserved for those who follow a specific path. They are universal truths about the human experience, discovered through careful observation of the mind and heart. When I first began studying these teachings, I noticed something remarkable. The Buddha never claimed ownership over wisdom. He simply pointed to what was already there, waiting to be discovered. Like a finger pointing at the moon, his words direct us toward truths we can experience ourselves, regardless of our background or beliefs. Let me share with you 3 profound teachings that can transform your daily life, no matter what tradition you follow, or whether you follow any tradition at all. The first teaching is mindfulness, though not in the way most people understand it today. True mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind or achieving some mystical state. It's simply the practice of paying attention to what's happening right now, without judgment. When you're washing dishes, you're fully present with the warm water and soap bubbles. When you're listening to a friend, you're completely there with their words and emotions. I remember sitting by a river once, watching the water flow endlessly downstream. A village woman approached to fill her water jar, and I asked her about her practice. She laughed gently and said she wasn't religious at all, but every morning while preparing breakfast for her family, she focused entirely on each movement, each ingredient, each moment of care she put into the meal. Without knowing it, she was practicing perfect mindfulness. This quality of attention transforms ordinary moments into something sacred. You don't need meditation cushions or special robes. You need only the willingness to be present with your life as it unfolds. The second teaching is compassion, starting with yourself. In our culture of constant achievement and comparison, we often become our harshest critics. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that this inner cruelty creates suffering not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. When we're gentle with our own mistakes and shortcomings, we naturally extend that same kindness to others. I once encountered a businessman who was struggling with anger toward a difficult colleague. He wasn't interested in Buddhism, but he was desperate for peace. I suggested he try speaking to himself the way he would speak to his beloved daughter when she made a mistake. Within weeks, his relationship with his colleague transformed, and his entire workplace became more harmonious. Compassion isn't weakness or permissiveness. It's the courage to respond to pain with understanding rather than more pain. This strength is available to anyone willing to practice it. The third teaching is the understanding of impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing lasts forever. And this isn't bad news. It's liberation. When you're experiencing joy, you can appreciate it fully knowing it's precious, precisely because it won't last forever. When you're facing difficulty, you can find hope in knowing that this too shall pass. A friend once told me about losing her job unexpectedly. She wasn't Buddhist, but she remembered reading about impermanence somewhere. Instead of fighting the change or falling into despair, she allowed herself to grieve while also remaining curious about what might emerge. 6 months later, she had started her own successful business and felt more fulfilled than ever before. This teaching frees us from clinging too tightly to circumstances, whether pleasant or unpleasant. It helps us surf the waves of life rather than being crushed by them. What makes these teachings so powerful is their practical nature. You can test them in your own life, with your own experiences, regardless of your religious background or philosophical beliefs. The Buddha himself encouraged this approach, saying, "Don't believe anything simply because I said it, but because you've tested it and found it helpful." These wisdom teachings have survived for over 2,000 years, not because they require blind faith, but because they work. They work for stressed executives and overwhelmed parents, for artists and scientists, for people of all faiths and no faith at all. The beautiful truth is that wisdom belongs to everyone. It's not confined to monasteries or meditation retreats, though these can certainly be helpful. It's available in your kitchen while you cook, in your garden while you tend plants, in your conversations with loved ones, in the quiet moments before sleep. If today's teaching spoke to your heart, share it with someone who may need it. Leave a comment with the lesson that resonated most. Your words can light the path for others. Like this video as a gesture of gratitude, and subscribe to join our growing community of mindful travelers. Until next time, may you walk in peace and light.